me or you?
Hey, you can, mate. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just
Okay.
It's just one sec. Let's just check we're live and everything. This is where. See, I don't know if when you press on Zoom go live, it means you've gone live. One sec. Let's just check we're live. Yeah, we're live. We're live on YouTube.
Live?
Yeah.
This is where.
See, I don't know if when you press on. There we go. Voice there, but go on, Les.
Anyway, look, you need Project Restart when you've got Project What's the Score Restart. We are back for whatever the rest of the season has to hold. I imagine we'll be doing these pretty frequently now, won't we?
Yeah, we've seemingly figured out how to do these live streams anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how to do it, so you schedule it. So the link I put out before for people who are watching this now was wrong, but because when you stream through Zoom, you press a button and it just takes you to a brand new stream. So I'm just letting people know in the Twitter sphere that we're live.
So
if people are watching this, get in touch with us, obviously.
It'll be like when Everton put up a stream and it's like just a black screen for ages while you're waiting. Your stream will start shortly.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll get better at it as we get on.
Well, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
These things take time. These things take time.
So it's the big one, isn't it? On Sunday.
It is.
Potential way to ruin Father's Day for us.
Well, I'm not a dad, mate, so it's just a normal day for me,
Well, I suppose so. Yeah, every day's a holiday for you if you're not a dad, mate. So yeah, it's Everton hosting Liverpool at an empty Goodison Park. Do you reckon that will make much of a difference?
Probably doesn't help us out, does it? Really?
No, we spoke about this on the weekly, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel as though footy is going to become more sterile and formulaic and predictable because of all that. It just feels like the lads who've got the team who've got the best 11 lads are just probably going to win most of the time. Like there's going to be no narratives really involving the crowd or people getting behind the players. And you have those 10, 15-minute spells for teams in the Premier League where everything just comes together and the crowd roar them on and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if we're going to get that.
Yeah. I think we said on Wednesday night, didn't we? There's a job for the managers here as well to get the players up for it.
Yeah.
Liverpool should have no problem getting up for any games because, they're just 1-2 wins away from lifting the title. But with Everton, with the depleted squad we've got, it's kind of it's going to be tough, isn't it? I was looking at the stats. I mentioned this on Wednesday night. The last 10 at Goodison, there's been 7 draws and they've won 3 times. 2009, 2011 and 2016.
It's mad that, isn't it? Because you'd think
3-0 draws in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's often overlooked because our record in general against them is horrific. But people don't really look at the fact that their record at Goodison isn't great. I mean, that 2016 win, Mane, they should never have won that, really. That was just a farce at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just seems to have loads of moments like that. I don't think we've played great in any of these games, really.
No.
But in terms of rubber the green and that sort of stuff, I think they have got it a bit, especially at Goodison. But I don't know. It's I looked at some numbers today in regards to us. We've only scored 1 goal since the 3-3, which is insane, isn't it? When you think about it.
That was the 1-1, wasn't it?
And they've only scored twice at Goodison since then, as well, apparently. So that's another thing which is weird as well. They tend to be really, really tight games, don't they? Which is horrible. But I don't know. It's going to be tough for us, isn't it? I think Ancelotti's today has confirmed that Delph's going to be out, which some people think that's a massive blow. Some people think it's not a blow at all. But in the main, I think he would have been a good shout to potentially add some energy. I think when we spoke on the weekly, I said I'd have him in the team next to Gomez. But it's going to be someone like Tom Davis or Gylfi Sigurdsson now, and you sort of look at it and think that they're not really. I don't really look at them lads. I think the natural fits to play next to Gomez because I think we just need some legs in there, which we're not going to have that now. So we have to try and find a different way.
Yeah.
Are you there, Les?
Oh no, that's it. I think I'm there. Can you hear me? You're frozen.
Yeah. Bit of a delay.
Oh,
mate. I'm back now.
You're back.
Yeah.
It's the time zone between here and over the water. That's what it is. So you mentioned the injuries there. So Delph's out. Is Schneiderlin out?
Yeah, he's out as well.
no Mina and no Walcott.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is like sort of bare bones all over the pitch, isn't it? You know, we've got two to choose from. The dregs. It's a team full of dregs, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, what do you reckon? Do you reckon he will change the form, or do you reckon he will stick with that the 4-4-2 that's served us relatively well since Ferguson first implemented it?
I'm very torn on this because I feel like the only way we win the game is if our front two have a good game.
Yeah.
It's weird to describe strikers as the foundation of the team, but those lads have been the foundation of our team this season, haven't they? Ever since those two have paired up front together in that game against Chelsea back in December, things have been well better for us. Not perfect by any means, but certainly a lot better. And I think if Everton are going to get something out of this, those two play well and cause Liverpool's defence problems. But in the same breath, you look at the midfield and think, if we're going to go with two in there and two that aren't necessarily renowned for being mobile or, getting the foot on the ball or just not very good, really, just not very good in that area against Liverpool's very workmanlike and physical and energetic midfield, then we could lose that battle. But, the front three they've got goes not saying how good they are. We all know that. But so it's a bit of a different one, isn't it? It's sure to say, well, do you rip up a little bit what's been the best part of our team for a large part of the season to complement them and potentially ruin our best chance of winning the game? Or do you look at the opposition and say, well, bloody hell, we know we need to pack the midfield a bit more. So it's hard. I think what we might see is a bit of both throughout the game. You start one way and we're overrunning midfield, then all of a sudden you can say to Richarlison, just drop it on the right-hand side for a bit, or drop in as a number 10 for a bit. And then if you've got, if it's you start with a bit negatively and we can't get out, you maybe put them up front. So I think someone like Richarlison gives you options, doesn't he? I think, Les,
he does, yeah.
You can play him in loads of different positions and he'll do a job for you wherever. So that's good in games like this, I think, at least.
Yeah, we could definitely need that. I think I'm sort of erring on the side of, and I know it's not really, I know it's always a thing that you should never really worry about the opposition that much, just do what you do best. But I just think there's definitely the potential for that midfield to get absolutely overrun by them. Because they got a very workmanlike midfield, but it's a good, very, very well functioning.
Yeah, they just allow the lads up front to go and do what they want, don't they?
Says everything you need to know about that midfield. He's a very unspectacular midfielder, but he works well in that system, and that system works well together to support that front three. So I think it's a definite worry that we could. I reckon we just hit it from the back to front.
Just bypass midfield.
Miss it entirely. I want Gomez to get a sore neck after the game from just watching the ball go over his head.
Do you know we need back Joseph Yobo, the best scooper of a ball forward we've ever had. I never saw that lad play a little 5-yard pass into midfield. He just got it and left it.
Or if you want the ball scoop, we need Mick Kegger's side 12 boot back, don't we?
Well, he'll be playing, won't he? He'll be in the team.
Will be. Yeah. Get that big boot on, lad. So that's the teams. It's very much, as you said, for me, it's a case of these games with no outside influence and no other factors involved. It should literally be, every game should be a case of the best team that plays wins. Just technically the better team wins. We're not. The thing with them is we're not gonna work harder than them because they work hard as well.
Yeah.
So they've got ace players who are good at what they do, but they also work dead hard. So I think Ancelotti said today we need to give more than 100%. Not a massive ask.
Yeah, it's not just that. I think you can have players that don't want to work hard in your team sometimes, but they've got lads who are just energetic. Like really energetic, and like you said, people like Henderson, who's just, technically all right, awareness wise, he's all right, but he just gets up and down the pitch and makes it horrible for everybody else. And we haven't got anyone like that. We really haven't got anyone like that at all, and that's the worry for us, I think. But it's the other worry, I think, as well. I don't want to be too negative here, is the 5 subs as well. I don't think they've got an unbelievable squad by any means. The first 11's obviously is unbelievable, and they've done great things this season. But if they can bring on Origi, who's terrorised us in the past, and Shaqiri and Amino, and maybe put James Milner on for half an hour, or just those little changes like that. When people are tired and coming back into the team, that fresh legs can just do wonders. And we're not going to have anyone really on the bench like that. We're going to struggle to cobble together 11 lads that can play anyway.
Yeah,
So it's difficult. I mean, if people who are watching this on YouTube, let us know. Like, I have no idea what the midfield's going to look like at the weekend. You know, part of me thinks it's going to be just Lash Sidibe on the right hand side, and you can maybe go with something like that. But it's you know,
Coleman, but
who else can play there? You know,
unless he goes back to that sort of fluid three at the back.
Same as Coleman as a back.
Yeah, I mean he did well there, but it's just it's trying something like that against them can really quickly bite you on the arse, can't it?
Yeah.
Players are unfamiliar with where they should be. One step out of position, and that ball's played through the middle. We saw it at Anfield, didn't we? Players just stepping slightly out of position, ball straight down the middle.
Yeah, that's it. That's the worry, isn't it? Do you lash a youngster in? Would you like say Anthony Gordon? Go and you know, you've got an hour here, lad. Go and let's see what you can do in these circumstances.
I mean, to be honest, there's no reason not to.
Yeah,
I'd even stretch that as far as like Benigni or someone if he's fit and ready to play. It's like, you know, if he offers something that whatever we've got in the middle doesn't offer, give him a go. The game he played against Chelsea, he did well in that.
Yeah. He's just fallen off a cliff a bit, hasn't he? Like he's just.
Yeah, I think he went to Wigan, didn't he? It didn't work out.
Yeah. He got
injured. Yeah.
It's difficult, mate, isn't it? You know, you don't envy Carlo Ancelotti in when it comes to something like this, because albeit they hit a bit of a rut in Liverpool before the break, and obviously they had the two Atletico defeats, the Watford loss, and they were looking a little bit ropey, but you know, I think the thing you can say about them is that the conditionings is always really good, and whenever they've got breaks and time to prepare, they tend to hit the ground running. So it is a worry, but usually if we were doing this video now, we'd be having these conversations, and the thing which I was going to say then, but I stopped myself from saying it, was that it's going to be a good atmosphere and we'll be up for it and that sort of thing. But you know, it's not, and I don't know if that's going to be even more weird for our lads than it will be for theirs, because they're away from home. They're not used to playing at Goodison. Our lads are used to playing at Goodison, but they'll be at a Goodison Park which has got nobody there. They'll have a siren, a Zedcast and an L2, and there's going to be nothing. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be unsettling or not. It's going to be really strange.
It's going to be weird, isn't it? Because, I mean, you know, you can say what you like about the Everton crowd, but for that, like, 2 minutes before the game starts, when Zedcars kicks in, we are up for it.
Yeah.
And massive roar after Zedcars, and we are up for it at that point. I mean, it might fizzle out to nothing and the park end of boom within 5 minutes, but when Zedcars starts, everyone's off the seat, everyone's cheering. It's going to be, I reckon it'll be quite unsettling to have that without the big roar as the trotting onto bits. It'd be weird. It's going to be so strange.
It'd be like going into your work office, wouldn't it, and nobody being there.
Yeah.
It'd be like, you're like, crack on. But you'd be sort of like, this is eerie and a bit weird, not having anybody else around to interact.
Funnily enough, I did that today. I went over to Avenue HQ because our lease is up, so there's no more blue room from Avenue HQ.
We can go when it opens up again. We can go to Man Island Social and all that.
Yeah,
nothing stopping us from going there.
I still know, but I've got connections there. It's all right. Right, tell you what, let's have a look at the referees, because
great.
The referees are sure to play a part in the outcome of this one, and not in a good way, I would imagine. Mike Dean is the referee. I read a really, really interesting thing in the Echo before. So he used to live in Heswell, right? And he never refereed Everton or Liverpool between 2006 and 2016. Now he lives in North Wales. Apparently, that's not an issue.
Well, if he's in North Wales, he should be a toffee, shouldn't he? Because apparently we all live there, yeah.
Well, there you go, yeah. And his first ever derby was the one where Mane scored in the 900th minute.
900th minute.
So the omens are not looking good for us here, to be fair.
And he had a bit of a shite game, didn't he, in the last one? I mean, we got absolutely annihilated, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But, you know, there's that one where Calvert-Lewin's going through on goal, isn't he? And Van Dijk just shoves him over. And, you know, even the commentators were like, good canny defending. It's like, come on now.
It was a foul. Yeah. He let Alexander Arnold get away with about 5.
Stamped on someone, didn't he, in that game?
Stamped on someone. He did a deliberate handball, a couple of late challenges. He should have been sent off. You know, they could have been down. He still probably would have stuck 3 or 4 past us anyway, but they could have been down to 9 men easily and without any arguments, to be honest. So, yeah, he did have an absolute shocker. So we got him to deal with. And then if that wasn't bad enough, Chris Kavanagh is on the VAR.
How was he getting an Everton game again? Honestly,
Unbelievable. At this point, I'm pretty sure the Premier League are just taking the piss out of us.
At least from his point of view, he'll be thankful he's a few hundred miles away from Carlo in a Portugal somewhere, because I think if Carlo sets eyes on him again,
he'll be giving it all this.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah,
so much gesticulating.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was not happy after that United game, was he? But
no, it was.
I don't know. I think the referees don't really annoy me that much anymore, because we haven't really been competitive enough for any refereeing clangers to really feel like they've, gone against us and cost us the game.
Yeah. Well, Chris Kavanagh's last game, he did miss the penalty.
No, sorry, I meant in derby matches, because
we've been so bad it hasn't really made any odds.
I think in derby matches there's this thing now, isn't there, where the referee comes out and everyone's like, "Oh God, this ref, he's going to be the latest one to screw us over." But I think up until that most recent one, we've probably had more decisions in our favour from referees than
we don't. Yeah, we don't need the referees to balls it up for us, because we do it ourselves.
Like, I remember the one you said there, the Mane one. I remember Ross Barkley going in knee high on Henderson.
Oh, you're so lucky to stay on, wasn't he?
And getting away with it,
Yeah.
New ropey tackles that some of our lads have done down the years. Them as well. But I think we had a little spell, didn't we, when we had like Clattenburg and a few others around that era, where it felt as though every time we played.
Atkinson as well. Yeah.
The Rodwell one, bloody hell, that was horrendous. That you sort of felt like every time we played them, they were going to make a ricket against us. But I think maybe in the last 5 years or so, really, we haven't really had that much go against us.
We can't pin it on them, can we?
No, it's just been us. Unfortunately, they're well better and we're not very good now. So
yeah, it's terrible having your main rivals as your bogey team. It's like the way of the world, isn't it? I was speaking to Rob yesterday on the Kickabout, and he was saying, "What will you do if we win?" So I mean, he's at the point where he can't really. He's got no sort of proper recollection about an Everton winning the derby. I think he's completely forgotten about 2010, the last time he won, because he didn't mention it. He vaguely remembers the Andy Johnson derby, but he's got no sort of frame of reference to what we actually do when we win. So I said I'll probably just tell the kids I'm going down the shop and I'll be missing for about 3 weeks.
Do you think I don't know, but I don't know how I'll feel. I'll probably be a little bit gutted in a weird way.
And we're not there.
Yeah, because I think the thing that every time I've gone to Anfield down the years, with like obviously some of you guys who did the show, like particularly like Mark and Nick, who we get like the one thing we always say jokingly is like, when we win here, finally we're gonna we'll have a night out on the ale properly.
Yeah.
And like obviously that's not happening. We're all 30-year-old men now, and probably the window's probably gone there for that. But I think that's what I would, every time I go to Goodison for a derby, and think it's that, like, spending time with your family and friends afterwards, heavy, and just talking about the game, and ending up in like on a karaoke bar, and ending up in that tiny little horrible karaoke bar in Queen's Square. What's it called? Cooper's. Ended up in there.
Oh, Cooper's, yeah.
Ended up in there at 1 a.m. singing Carlo Angelo. But it's stuff like that. And I think, I obviously want us to win, and it'd be great if we did. But I think if I sat at home having a beer on my own, or, a whiskey on my own, it'd be a bit like...
Not quite the same, is it?
It's a little bit sad, this, really. But
yeah, I remember after the Dan Gosling derby, I ended up in flares, kicking off hoops upside your head. Sat down, sticky dance floor. Wasn't bothered in the slightest.
Throw the jeans away when you got home.
Pretty much, just burn them. I was like the bunk. burning me clothes in the bath.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that will be a massive miss, won't it? But fingers crossed we do. And that.
What do you actually think you'll do if we win?
Oh, I'll just probably get leaded.
Yeah.
I've got beer there, so I'll probably just get a bit drunk.
Post-match would be interesting anyway. We could just like turn it into like a virtual drinking game.
Just do a massive Zoom call post-match.
Yeah. Do you know what? I reckon everyone will be up for coming on as well.
Yeah, definitely. There you go. There's something to look forward to.
Yeah. But I think it to be one of them where I send a text to the group, and if we get beaten, just you get the blue ticks and no one's replied. Oh, great.
You just swipe it across.
Everybody's read this already.
Right. Score predictions on that bombshell. So I asked everyone in the group today.
Just say one more thing before we get into that, Les.
Yeah.
I reckon this is a massive game for Calvert-Lewin, because I think it's a good test to see how far he's really come. because I remember this game last year. He was playing well at the time. He scored against Cardiff, and then we went into this match, and he was obviously great after that.
Yeah.
But Van Dijk just sort of had him off the entire game, and just like he tried. Don was willing to try hard. He battled a lot, but he was effectively just held at arm's length by a top class defender. But I think someone like him, I reckon, should be Calvert-Lewin. Should be thinking this is a great chance to catch someone like him off, out cold. Because I think the one thing from the video the club put out at the weekend in regards to that behind closed doors game is Dom looks sharp still. He looks in great nick still. He took that finish really well, and I think it's dead important for him after the form he was in before the break to hit the ground running again and get back to that sort of level where you just expected him to score one goal every single game because he's been in front of the goal. So I think it's a dead important game for him more than any of our other players.
That's a great shout actually, because if you look at it, he's played against Van Dijk a few times now. Van Dijk's always got the better of him, but Van Dijk's never played against this Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, Van Dijk turns up. Yeah, Van Dijk's an unbelievable player, but it's a good test.
But if he goes into the game thinking, I've had him off how many times, Calvert-Lewin's a much better and totally different player to what I'd say the game at Anfield in January. Even he came on that much in that short space of time. He's going to be a completely different player.
And according to Richarlison, Van Dijk's not very good anyway.
He's not, is he? He's no Sergio Ramos.
Who's going to argue with Richie on that?
Did they actually say that?
I thought it was Chico, but apparently it's the truth. Like they've been picked up by like the Mirror and a few other outlets and stuff, but it feels like one of them which has been like twisted and mistranslated and just now social media's got its hands on it. It's going to be in the ether forever. A bit like Jordan Pickford saying that I'm not going to blunder like Alisson, even though he never actually said that.
I only found that out today. Did he never say that? I didn't realise. He just said he would have put his foot through it by then.
Surprising how many Reds read the Daily Mail, mate, honestly.
that's all you need to know for us. Tell you what, though, it would be Chico's greatest moment, that, wouldn't it?
He'd made up a fake Brazilian website.
He had some good moments.
Interviewed for Charleston.
It could be the glorious return of Stamp.
Imagine.
It's got Stamp's grubby paws all over it to me.
There'll be people watching this who've got no idea what we're talking about.
Oh, Twitter's great days.
Yeah.
So basically, just for a quick reference, Stamp was the fellow who got going the rumour that Everton got the transfer LFA wrong because they thought it was 3 million and they got the decimal point wrong when it was actually 30 million. And this got picked up everywhere.
Love that.
Gospel. Oh, amazing scenes. Right, scores. Okay. Doesn't make for great reading. I'm going to read these out verbatim. So I asked the group before.
Can you do it in each person's voice?
Oh, God.
I'm only messing.
So Adam Sutton. Can't possibly go that well. Love you really, mate. You know that. Adam Sutton just put 0-0, which is a fair bet, really, because a lot of these games up 0-0.
We'll take that.
Laura 2-1 to the shite.
Who was that? Sorry,
Laura. Hannah 2-0 to the shite with a grimacing face. Kate, go on. I'll be the optimistic dope. I'm going 2-1 to the Blues.
Kate with an 8 in her name now.
Kate, yeah. Jack 3-1 to Shelbyville. Mark Mosey 4-4, greatest derby in living memory.
Ooh.
Rob Shearer goes for 4-1 Eagleton. That's it. Parks and Recs, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, no one's beaten Dave Downey's prediction, which is the last one, funnily enough, because I think we all threw the towel in there. 4-0 twats, says Dave. So
see, with Dave, you don't know if he's calling Everton twats or Liverpool twats, so it could be either.
He definitely hates Everton more, doesn't he? So I reckon 4-0 win, though.
He's covered both bases there.
Pretty much. So what do you reckon?
I think it's going to be hard for us. I reckon we'll be competitive for the first half, and then it might just run away from us when fatigue comes in and space opens up and they can bring better players on. So head 3-1 to them, heart, which is obviously more important. I reckon 1-1, which would be fine. But I reckon the front two, if they're on it, which they should be, can cause problems for them, on the counter attack in the air, whatever, because they've been that good this season. They are two of the best young forwards playing in the Premier League at the moment, so they should go out there and try and show it. And certainly after the Anfield game in January as well, mate, where they both missed big chances, didn't they, that night? They should be keen to get out there and show what they're all about, because that wasn't a fair reflection of what they've been this season. Certainly not December anyway. So they should have the bit between the teeth, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Toffees. Just because I said on the kickabout last night. So
that scenario, it's
the penalty. So they score down our end, but Mike Dean says no, drags it back for a penalty down the other end, and Toffees win 1-0.
If it was like the 95th minute or whatever, I would actually be all up for Pickford taking the penalty. Like if it was so late that as soon as he hit the ball,
you can't lose, basically.
If it went in, like the referee would blow straight after. I would be all up for him taking it, because
you know what happened then though? Alisson would catch it
and volley it. No, but then we need Mike Dean to do a Graham Paul then and blow the whistle as the ball's trickling into the net. Yeah.
Do you know what? That'd almost be worth not getting the win for that. Them off like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. How are you going to? You watching it with the lads or?
Yeah. So it's Father's Day. So I'm at my dad's at the minute because my internet's knackered. So I've designated this our support bubble. So me and the lads will be around here watching it. I think I've got. I put this shirt on. This is actually the shirt award to my first ever derby.
Yeah.
2-0.
Oh, nice.
Cotty.
I think like we should obviously say as well, and like the club have sort of reached out to us in regards to this. Just make sure you stay at home. Don't go down. If you think about if Everton win and you think about going down to Goodison Park or into town or anything like that, don't go and do it. Make sure you stay in safe and stay at home, because I think one of the important things that's coming out of this, and maybe a bit of Merseyside unity here, is that if anything happens in regards to us going out and celebrating the derby win, them going out and celebrating the derby win, it's just going to be videoed and put all over social media and relayed around the world, and people will point the fingers at this city and this region and go, look at them, aren't the idiots, and all that sort of stuff. So just, obviously, if we win, it'll be great, but stay in, have a glass of wine, have a whiskey, do whatever you want to do, but do not go down to Goodison Park and celebrate, because it will make everyone look a bit bad.
Get in the garden or the backyard, heckle the neighbours, whatever.
It's going to be all right on Sunday, I think, as well.
Yeah. Basically, right, if we win this derby, save your celebration for when they're having their title celebrations later in the year or next year or whatever.
Because us winning the derby is more of an achievement than them winning the league, let's be honest.
Yeah. Easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll save it, and we'll meet everyone in town when it's safe to do so.
Yeah, we're doing loads of stuff on the Blue Room as well, hot mic, and we're going to be doing a live post-match reaction as we sort
You and Dave are doing that, aren't you? Commentary.
I think it might be Hannah and Dave doing it now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on BBC 5 Live doing something weird.
Okay.
I don't know how it's going.
What do we tune into then? Do we do 5 Live or hot mic?
Well, you can do. I'm on a half time on 5 Live and before the game.
Okay. So
you can have 5 Live beforehand. Me, I think, me and John Gibbons from the Rap are doing something, so I don't know what it is. But, yeah. Oh, you're all right, John. I think it's like just how are you feeling about this game and all that. It's not. We're not getting the band together or anything like that.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
I'm on 5 Live before the game at half time. Hannah and Dave are on hot mic, and then we're doing hot mic post-match, which could have between 2 and 15 people on it, depending on the result. We will see.
On the take up, yeah. So just quickly, if people want to watch on hot mic, will they put the game on the telly? Stick hot mic on the computer?
So there's a feature on hot mic which lets you sync the commentary as it would be with your telly.
Okay.
So it's dead easy. So you can go on that, you click on the app, and it's like a button which basically just says sync with your television. You can do all that. And then obviously the one afterwards will just be to help people interact, whether they want to fume, whether they want to celebrate. It could work, could be quite good. So yeah, looking forward to that anyway. Loads of content. Get on to mailbag as well, which Les is doing tonight. Who's on that tonight, Les?
I'm doing that in half an hour. Rob's on it. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Kate and Matt Barry.
Oh, ace. That'll be good.
So yeah, be a good one.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It'll be decent.
I'll have to leg it and get back home to do that at R6.
There you go, mate. Tour of the world today.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this like that will be my 4th show this week.
Face of the Blue Room, mate. Honestly.
Face only a mother could love.
Yeah. I don't think we've had any comments on YouTube, but
no.
I need to find out because, like I said, I need to find out how to schedule it for the one which you put out. But people are watching it anyway, so thanks very much if you watched it. We're going to do more of these sorts of things. Obviously, we've got Norwich on Wednesday, haven't we, as well? So
yeah, so we'll be doing it before that.
Which
I will get to regale everyone with my absolute hatred of Norwich.
Yeah, relegation. I'm only joking.
Don't go there. Yeah. We get on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right. Get back to our weekend. Cheers, Matt.
Nice one. Thanks everybody for watching.
Everyone.
Stay safe. We'll speak to you soon.